It's Thursday, June 20th, right now on 12 News at 10.
An East Phoenix neighborhood targeted with swastikas, hate speech, and expletives. Tonight, Phoenix police now investigating how it happened and how you can help in their investigation.
Friday's another weather impact alert day for the extended excessive heat warning, but I'm also tracking rising monsoon chances. I'll have that hour-by-hour outlook.
I'm Bianca Bono in Phoenix. A sprinkler repairman accused of stealing credit card information from his customers. Tonight, we're learning this is far from the first time he's faced fraud allegations.
Valley Swim Schools took part in the world's largest swim lesson today. Tonight, we'll break down the importance of teaching your kids to swim at an early age.
12 News at 10 with Mark Curtis and Caribe Divine starts now.
And we're starting tonight with the Valley's intense heat. This excessive heat warning is being extended until tomorrow night. Thanks for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Mark Curtis. Caribe has the night off. Today was the hottest day of the year so far, and we're also tracking the chance for some monsoon storms across parts of the state tomorrow. Meteorologist Lindsay Riley is here, and Linz, you've already activated a weather impact alert for tomorrow, right?
Yes, because the excessive heat warning has been extended through 8 p.m. tomorrow. Here's where we can expect the hottest temperatures in the state. Maricopa County down through northern parts of Pinal County. This goes till 8 o'clock tomorrow. Temps as hot as 115, and we did officially hit 115 today. Check this out. There's not going to be much relief early tomorrow morning. 6 a.m. it's already going to be 92 degrees. The heat will be dangerous already by 10 a.m. up to 104. This is why we issued a weather impact alert day for the excessive heat. Highs in the 114 range will be above 110 for about 4 hours tomorrow afternoon. Here's what's left on the radar because we had an active period of weather today. Most of the storms now close to the White Mountains down through Graham County. Still seeing some gusty winds around Safford, some heavy downpours, but these storms will continue to fizzle out. Let's look at tomorrow's 12 News exclusive monsoon meter. We still have 4s and 5s. It could be another active weather day tomorrow. Best chance to see severe storms will be where we have a 5 in southeastern Arizona. 40% coverage for the White Mountains and northern Arizona, and we have a slight chance for an isolated storm here in the valley, but also a chance for blowing dust yet again tomorrow. Mark?
Okay, Linz, we'll see you again in a few minutes. Tonight, 12 News has learned that a 16-year-old boy has died after being shot in Glendale. Police tell us they found the teen last night just before midnight near 67th Avenue in Peoria. Investigators arrested 2 suspects, 19-year-old Josh Rodas and a 15-year-old who has not been identified. Both are being charged with first-degree murder, armed robbery, and aggravated assault. New at 10, yesterday was Juneteenth, a day to celebrate joy and freedom for African Americans. But people in an East Phoenix neighborhood woke up yesterday morning to find their cars spray painted with hate speech. 12 News journalist Jonathan McCall talked with one of the victims. He's live in downtown Phoenix tonight with details. And Jonathan, every time I think we've advanced, we take a step back.
Yeah, you know what, Mark, this definitely was just a horrible scene for a number of these folks in the Green Gables community near 24th Street and Thomas tonight. No arrests have been made in these incidents, but tonight Phoenix police tell us they're now investigating 4 separate cases involving this hate speech being thrown onto people's property. The folks in that area now hoping that someone will be arrested and held responsible. Stunned, surprised.
It's crazy how, you know, it's this kind of hatred or the evil you want to call it per se, it's everywhere.
And shaken.
And so close to home, too.
An East Phoenix homeowner telling 12 News about finding a message of hate spray painted on the side of his car Wednesday morning.
First thing that came to my mind, like I said, you know, what did I do to somebody? How did I look at somebody? Did I say something to somebody?
Someone on the driver's side of that car begins to spray paint an expletive and then a swastika. He said he was working on the car as a gift for his son.
I was like, well, why would they just do that to my car?
And they didn't.
This is the first time I've ever heard of something to this magnitude ever happen.
12 News found at least 2 other cars in the Green Gables neighborhood near 21st Street and McDowell were also tagged with hate speech on them. Phoenix police telling 12 News tonight they're now investigating 4 separate incidents.
A neighbor had his pickup tagged and with hate stuff on there, like, you know, with the swastika and FU words.
Alex Alanis has lived in the neighborhood for 20 years and says someone covered his friend's truck in swastikas. He says he's not exactly sure why someone would want to target anyone in the neighborhood.
Oh, he's a great guy. He's very friendly, very open to speaking with anybody, and he'd help anybody. He's a really nice guy.
Folks living here say they're now concerned about what could come next.
First it's the car, then it's coming closer to the door. What if they're trying to come inside?
They say hate has no place in their neighborhood and hope those responsible are caught soon.
Hopefully, you know, they can be prosecuted and let the punishment fit the crime.
So, Jonathan, as police try to figure out who was behind this, have they said whether this was a targeted attack in that particular neighborhood or was it random? Jonathan, can you hear me? All right, I think we've lost Jonathan. Thanks. Jonathan McCall reporting. Developing tonight, Phoenix police are looking for the suspect who shot and killed a man on I-10. On June 10th, DPS responded to an early morning crash near 7th Avenue that had I-10 shut down for hours. Police found 39-year-old Lealdo Tolano suffering with a gunshot wound. He later died at the hospital. Tonight, Silent Witness is offering a $2,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest. A man will spend 3.5 years in prison for stealing over $1 million from home improvement stores. Surveillance cameras captured Juan Ambriz Rincon stealing high-value items and then walking out. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office says he would then resell the merchandise. In April, he pled guilty to 5 felonies, including organized retail theft. He'll also have to pay $300,000 in restitution. New at 10, a Valley man who owned a sprinkler company is facing a slew of charges tonight for allegedly defrauding his customers. Officials say Gustavo Ruiz would charge customers for work, save their credit card information, and then steal tens of thousands of dollars. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono spent the day digging through court records related to the case and explains how this allegedly went on for years before an arrest.
Well, this case stems from a September report out of Scottsdale, and police there would quickly learn Ruiz was accused of doing the same thing all over the state for years.
Please tell me your full name.
It's Gustavo Ruiz.
For months, Scottsdale police have been looking for this man, Gustavo Ruiz. To them, initially, he was known as Tony.
Sir, you have 5 different matters to deal with.
According to court records, Ruiz was operating a business called Sprinkler Zones. And in September, he was hired by a Scottsdale resident to fix a sprinkler issue. The cost? $159, which she paid on an iPad presented by Ruiz. But within 24 hours, her credit card would be charged nearly $12,000. She called the police, and over the course of the next few months, they would learn she was not alone, finding additional victims in Phoenix and Peoria. Both fraudulently charged around $15,000 after working with Ruiz. He would change his contact information shortly after each transaction. Ruiz was arrested in November, then disappeared, tracked down again by officials in May at a Mesa apartment complex. Police say he fled and was finally arrested last week, now ordered held without bail.
Because this allegedly happened while you were on felony release, on one of these other matters, you have to be held non-bondable.
Ruiz was wanted on 4 other felony warrants for failing to appear for sentencing, accused of contracting without a license in Tucson and defrauding even more customers in the Valley dating back to 2020. He's now been indicted on nearly a dozen charges, including fraud and aggravated identity theft. Ruiz is also accused of stealing a legitimate sprinkler company's registrar of contractors license number. The ROC tells me they received 10 unlicensed complaints against him between 2015 and 2017. We're in Phoenix. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Bianca, thanks. Now to Decision 2024, with just a week to go until the first presidential debate. Today, a coin flip decided some of the terms between the Biden and Trump campaigns. President Biden's camp won the coin toss, and he was able to choose between podium placement or the order of closing statements. They chose the podium on the right side of the stage, giving former President Trump the final word in next week's debate, which will also make history. It'll be the first time a presidential debate has featured an incumbent and a former president. Meanwhile, independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. did not qualify for the debate. He wasn't able to meet the polling quota and also isn't on the ballot in enough states to win 270 electoral votes. Last month, he filed a lawsuit alleging the participation requirements were designed to ensure that only Biden and Trump would qualify to make the stage. Ahead of next week's debate, we want to know what matters most to you in this election. Grab your phone and scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen. Once you do that, you'll be directed to a special survey on Decision 2024. You can also see that information by going to 12news.com/tell12. We'll reveal the results of the survey next week ahead of the debate, which you can watch right here on 12. Still ahead on